Hi, Allison from Insight in Oils here, and today I'm going to show you how to get the orifice reducer out of your essential oil bottle. So most of the time when we use our essential oils, we simply remove the cap. Smell that beautiful aroma, add drops to our diffuser, to other blends that we're making, recipes, etc. But sometimes we want to add oil into our bottles, and of course you can't add them because there's that little orifice reducer there and it doesn't let you drop things in. And in the case of roller bottles, of course there isn't a dropper, so you can't add them in without removing the orifice reducer or roller bottle. So there's a couple of ways to do this. The first is you can get one of these handy dandy little tools that are designed specifically for removing an orifice reducer. And you'll see there's little notches here, and the way it works is you just maneuver that little notch underneath the edge of the orifice reducer, and you can see as I wiggle it here, it just pops it right out, just like that. And then when you want to put it back in, you can take this and just push down like that, pushes it right back in. So another way that you can do it though, if you don't have the little handy orifice reducing tool remover, is you can use the cap. So what you do is you take the cap and set it on the bottle like this, and then you squeeze the edge and kind of catch the edge of that orifice reducer with the cap and just pry it open just like that. So simple to do that, right? And then when you want to put it back on, you can just tighten the lid and it will screw it right back in, push it back in there for you. So that's usually how I do it. It's just faster for me. You can also use a knife to pry it out, but that might damage it. Okay, now let's talk about getting the roller bottle out of the roller bottle so that you can drop some oils into another recipe. All right, so with these, especially these high quality ones that doTERRA has, you can often just wiggle it back and forth or slip your thumbnail underneath it and it just will lift right off. So see, I was just able to get that right off. I just wiggled it right out. So that's one way, and of course you can then push it back on with the cap. You can also use the method that I showed you before where you just pry it off in that way, just sort of gently do it until you feel it coming out and then wiggle it out. Or you can use the handy dandy tool, same thing, pop it out. And then when you want to put it back on, you can either just screw the lid back on and it'll push it on, or if you have one of these handy things, you'll see there's a hole there, and that is designed to slip right over that roller bottle and push down and snap it down without putting pressure on the roller bottle. So those are how you get, those are the ways you can get it out of the roller bottle. Okay, now let's talk about sample vials. These are awesome. I love using these to carry oils with me when I travel, in my purse. I have them all over the house. They're really convenient, but I especially love them when I cook. You'll see that they have these tiny little orifice reducers, really little ones. And so it allows you to just tap the back, and each tap is like, I don't know, maybe takes 3 or 4 taps to get a full drop. And so when I'm using it in food, it allows me to have more precise measurements. So I really recommend it for that. But when it comes time to refill them, you can use an orifice reducing tool like this, removing tool, to pry it off. But what I have found is these are quite delicate and they often break. And so I don't ever plan on reusing these when I'm about to refill them. Instead, I purchase extras. And when I remove the orifice reducer, then I just pop a new one in that's fresh. And that way I'm sure it's gonna be secure and not gonna break, because they do often break. Now, another option, if you are simply refilling your sample vial with the same oil that you had in it before, is to use a pipette. These are great because you can just take the lid off of take the orifice reducer out of your regular bottle that you want to fill it with, stick it in, squeeze and pull, and then this little pipette fits right inside the hole, right there. So you can just fill it right back up without removing the orifice reducer, and I find that to be the most convenient method for refilling. All right, so I hope that this has been helpful to you and that it allows you to get every precious drop of oil out of your essential oil bottles. See you next time.